to be fixed as well.
I don't think so. Look at his report, if I remember correctly, they were pleased with the way the ceiling was.
Okay, so what's causing the walls to bow?
They feel, according to their report, they feel it was done when it was moved, and there's no sign of it moving
Since.
recently, which has been my suspicion too. I don't think.
But that's not true, because those walls weren't buckled when, 9 years ago, those walls weren't buckled like that. They only started to buckle after they jacked up to work on the foundation. And they did all that, the L-chip, that when we got that L-chip grant to do the foundation and refix that foundation. After that, that's when those blackboards, you notice the blackboards are, it's going down and it's almost like half the wall's going down and the other half is staying still, because it's buckling down or bowing out, however you want to put it. And that's only occurred in the last 4 years, 5 years. So that's my concern is there's got to be something more than just unless the floor joist on the outside boards are dropping or raising something.
The sills all look in great shape. You know, that's my perplexity with the report. Their report sounds like they want to condemn the floor because of rot. There's a little bit of surface rot due to its age, which you have in any old building, but there's a lot of solid stuff there. It's just that the carrying stick is off center, and one side is spanning 15 feet and the other side's only spanning 9. So this side of the building has a larger span, and you're gonna have mounts. It doesn't mean it's gonna cave in.
And the floor joists are 30 inches on center, some large number?
Yeah, they're 30 inches on center,
That's a
but
little
they're
spring.
their minimum size. That some of them are bigger, but the minimum size is, I think, 5 by 7
Okay.
is the smallest one, and the other ones are bigger.
Well, you can move forward with your bid to get the floor done this year. We have the money available to do the floor this year.
Okay. Well, it's certainly cheaper than the bid that's in the book. It's.
That's because you're not using a historical carpenter to do it.
Correct.
So we need to, should we have that?
I'm not saying that you're not hysterical. I mean historical. I'm just saying you're not charging historical rates.
Historical low rates.
Hold on, there we go.
So do we do this project before we have the meeting with the town and find out what they want?
Well, we've got less than 30 days to do it. And to be fair, to go out to bid on it, I don't think we could accomplish it in less than 30 days. So I think we move forward with the charrette.
Okay.
We see what how the town wants to proceed with it. Who knows? They may say tear it down. But
We had that last time.
My opinion of that building, if you choose to set it like off to the side, which some people in this town would like to do, reestablish it as a museum piece, as the schoolhouse, I wouldn't do the floor work if that's all. If only a few people are gonna be wandering through that building occasionally, that floor is good enough at that capacity.
the expense to pull that off and set it off to the side,
It would be more than his bid to do the floor.
right.
Well, I'm just saying, if that, you're talking about what the people in the town wanna do.
That's right.
If that's what they wanna do. Because there's a lot of people that wanted to do that in the first place, rather than attach it to the building.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's, well, I'm just one person, but I'm not sure that's really an option, to take it off of there. Because it's utilized for other things besides, it's actually we use it as an overflow for town meetings.
So what is the charrette gonna do for you? If you're saying leave it attached,
That's just my personal
Use it.
opinion at this point.
I'd hate to see it torn down.
So would I. So, but it'll give the townspeople a voice on how they want to proceed with the repairs, whether they want to do them historically correct all the way back, or we want to repair it to be able to utilize it. and maybe modernize it a little bit to make it utilized, and then concentrate on preserving the town hall, which is the gem. And that's where the money should go. If we're going to historically preserve anything, it would be the townhouse, because the old schoolhouse isn't that historically correct from when it was originally over on Churchill.
I beg to differ. I took my aunt in it last summer, who went to school there, and she could not believe how exactly it was when she was a kid, with the exception of the bathrooms.
And she went to school through there when?
Well, my dad was the youngest of the 5, and he went through there. He was born in 38, and he went through there. All of my aunts and
I was going to say, because the ceilings are from the 50s.
well, I don't, my aunt went through there a lot earlier than that.
Well, they may have had some other type of white ceiling up there at that point, but those ceilings were, that kind of material was developed in the 50s. So that would be the last update to it, so. And we can preserve it historically to look like it, but not using historical materials to
The
do it.
engineers reported their recommendations of, I think they had $18,000 for the floor work, or 18 something, and that wasn't historical work, that was modern techniques.
It was.
Modern lumber.
Okay. So, I think we should just move forward with a shred, and if, down to it, we can have it repaired before the end of the year. We should be able to do it.
Okay. I forgot to mention that I received a very nice email on I turned in the final report for the grant that we received for the $5,000 from the Hart Family Fund through the National Preservation Alliance. And they were very happy that all the work, that we got the report, that everything was done well, and they would really like to be kept appraised of work we do, and they're in Washington DC. So I thought, what a nice compliment that A, they were willing to give us the money, and then B, they're interested in how we proceed with the building and maintaining it.
So that's a contact that the Historical Society should keep.
Yep.
All right. Anything else on the buildings? Anything else from the Historical Society? Okay. Any old business?
Well, I have one other thing that's maybe I keep finding the doors in front of the town hall open. They're not, that thing's falling apart. The little bulletin boards on either side of the door going in. I found it open again yesterday. They could blow open. The locks need to be fixed or something, or the whole thing needs to be replaced. I bet you it's 3 times in the last 2 weeks that I found the door open. People don't latch it. The whole thing seems like it's pretty rickety. But that would be a historical thing because it's...
What, the one on that building over there?
Yes, on the building.
I don't know how historical those things are, but the little bulletin boards right outside the doors, I think those were just put up there.
No, okay.
Do we have a repair person?
I've got the paint. Yes, if you would like me to look at it, I'll look at that.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you, Rich.
Okay. Anything under old business?
Yes. We've got some people that are interested in working on the cemetery land committee. Craig Evans said he's interested, Tom Hill's interested. We put a blurb on the webpage, so we're moving forward with that. And I'll make a couple of phone calls and we'll have a kickoff meeting and see where we want to go with that.
Cool. Okay. Any other old business? Hearing none. New business. Any new business? Anything pressing? Yes, ma'am.
I left for you folks a eye test. That's the web statistics.
That was an eye test?
Well, I didn't use the machine properly when I did the double-sided.
I
You got
failed.
half-size printouts. But
Okay.
anyway, this
I'm
is
sorry.
just the next 3 months' worth of web statistics. glasses off. The number of people logging to the website seems to be pretty flat. That's what the chart that says sessions up top.
How many is it, Rose?
For May, June, July, April, May, June, it averaged around 900 to 1,000 sessions.
Per month.
Yeah, each month.
Yeah.
The per day counts were on the order of 30 to 30, we were saying about 34 in that period of time. And then the number of pages that people go to, that's way down. Well, not way down. It's lower than the first 3 months of the year. And that averaged on the order of between 3,000 and 3,500 pages that they went to. Per month. Thank you. And then the places that people are going, the top 3 places, assessing is always very close to the top.
No.
Town clerk is usually very close to the top. Tax collector came in May.
Wonder why.
And then the other thing that I have is people that are signed up for the news blurbs, getting email when we put a news item up. There are 16 people signed up to get an email on the news blurbs. 16 are signed up for getting minutes of the Board of Selectmen, and 17 for the agendas of the Board of Selectmen.
Are we getting them?
If we do it properly. I now know how to do it properly and talk to Jessica about it, so hopefully we're doing it properly now.
Well, that's not bad.
It was a big step for Brookfield. We decided to go to, what's the name of the company?
Virtual
Our-
town.
Yeah, our
Virtual.
virtual town
And we
hall.
bought into that to develop the website, and Rose and Jessica, among others, have been working on it. And
We finally caved in and came into the 22nd century.
We're fortunate, we have a person in town who does our website for us.
We did too, and then we were running into problems with his job was getting in the way. Things weren't getting updated or changed. Pages were crashing and they weren't getting fixed. So we were starting to get lots and lots and lots of complaints. And the planning board actually was a catalyst for this because they got inundated with letters from the townspeople about the information that wasn't getting onto the website for them to view about the planning board stuff. And this all predates Ed back here taping them and putting it out on the web for everybody to view now. So I think the flatness of June and July is because people are out for the summer. They're out, on vacation. They're away from home. So I think come winter time when it's more interesting and people are back and cooped up, they'll start surfing the net again. So,
But that's still more
But
kids
thank
than
you.
one per person per month.
yes. So, and our townspeople are being kept up to date, so on things, and that's a good thing. And as we evolve and we make it better and better and better, we'll serve our people of the Brookfield better. So, okay. Any other new business? Hearing none, I will grab the mail and have at it.
we thank you for making the trip to Southern Carroll County.
You'll see more of me probably, whether you want to or not.
You're always welcome at our meetings.
Any suggestions from things that
No, it's.
that happen up in your
Well,
neck of the woods?
I find it, there's some differences in all of the towns, I guess, depending upon their size
Right.
and whatever else. I thought the discussion you had on the road was interesting. I don't know what you probably have a committee which determines what you do for your roads.
Right.
We know, we've got about 82 miles of roads and about 50 miles of dirt. And we're allocating roughly $350,000 a year in addition to our maintenance budget, to try to pave these. So we go on.
All right, that's enough said, because our road agent's drooling over there.
Salivating.
But anyway, we go.
He has 10 children, Harry.
No, the selectmen and the, road person, they take care of the stuff. He goes out and looks at the roads, and we go with him, and each year we sit down and decide, no formality or anything, this is where we're spending our money this year, to upgrade the roads and bring them up to shape. When I first took over selectmen 14 years ago, no work had been basically done on any roads. They'd been pushed off, and it took us about, I'd say, 8 years to repave existing roads so that we wouldn't lose them. But now we're in pretty good shape. But that's different. And the other thing that I noticed was different. They asked you for how much money they had in some of the different left. We have ours pretty much computerized, and the selectmen get each month, at the end of each month, we get a list of printout of all the departments, what money was allocated to them, what they've spent, and how much is left.
That's what this is.
Is that, okay? That's
Yeah.
what this is, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We run a pretty tight budget here,
Yeah.
and we just like to know where we're spending our money, so when people ask us,
Yeah,
we have something to tell them.
I just had a run down of our tax rate for the last 20 years. And I only looked at the town tax rate because I don't have much control over anything else. And with the exception of 1 year, that has been almost steady over 20 years. Now, granted, the valuations have increased, so the amount of money has increased, but the tax rate pretty much stayed the same. So, and
We're drastically, what affects us mostly is the school,
yeah.
depending on the population, because we have no businesses to draw from. And a lot depends on, and plus they just put, obviously, the new addition on it, or renovations and
Yeah,
everything.
we're pretty much paying cash for everything. We, when I started 14 years ago, the town surplus was $1,200. And I was laughing when you were talking about some of the low values, but we have built this, and we had a lot of debt. We bonded a lot of stuff and carried over. And during the last 14 years, we've paid off all our debt except for one thing that's left, and our surplus is well over $1 million. So,
Great job.
it's,
Great job.
and so whenever something happens, if we lose a truck or when we buy new police cars, we pay cash for it.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Harry was on the board of visiting nurse in Wolfboro, which is how I met him. And he actually was very helpful to me when I started being town treasurer. He brought me all their reports and said, here's what we do. And he was very nice to me.
Freedom weighing in, or Freedom weighing in with their,
They do a good job.
Let me go check the email to see what the timestamp is on that MS6.
We just went through a run of
Yeah.
having the law change on getting the elevation. Philosophy Lake changed the flood elevation as to where it ought to be. And I did some work on that, and you came over and testified. It was very helpful.
well, what time is our next meeting? Are they going to be switched to 7, or are they,
No, just this meeting.
just this week? Okay.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take off now.
Well, I appreciate you coming in, and thank you.
And we'll, if there's nowhere else, we'll see you down here at the transfer station. That's where
Did you get a copy of
Can't
the
go doing
of the schedule of all the minutes?
Yes, I did.
I did, my last
I have a copy
came
for
for
you.
this, I went door to door.
Good to see you again.
Pardon?
It's good to see you again.
No.
Now, where's landfill and Ospey? Where
Where's
we
the
transfer?
landfill?
Yeah.
The landfill is in, well, it's off Chickville Road. It doesn't mean anything to you, I'm sure, but, and that was another interesting thing. We had a dump. I still call it a dump.
Right, same.
But we had a dump that was terribly messy. It was costing us a ton of money. And we've gone to mandatory recycling. And now we get about $80,000 a year from our recycling. So that really is really helpful.
Wakefield did a really good job in their recycling program as well, and our rate for, from the town of Wakefield has been very steady. In fact, actually, I think if I remember right, the landfill portion actually went down this year.
We charge $10 for 2 years sticker. That's it. And then some of the bigger items that come in, they either get weighed or they get charged so much, like if you're gonna throw away a TV, and it's $5. Something like
Bringing
that.
my TVs to you.
Yeah.
They're a fortune here.
We have a lot of people, some people, I think, in fact, I know, have property and they bring their stuff up from Massachusetts,
Mhm.
stuff here rather than.
We refer to our transfer station as the Veteran Roads Workshop.
Thank you very much for coming.
And when you are coming on,
Thank you.
any corrections or, you know, I have to tell you, was watching you guys.
No. It's dinner. Yes.
Small towns.
Last night, but I like that sign. That should be a must. And, every
Good. Thank you very much for coming.